Oh,
Talk
I got
about that snowman. Talk about that snowman that you made. Explain that hat thing that you do.
Oh, all right. Let me find one here. Okay, now here's a little snowman that I make. Um, I like the hat tilted, so he's not straight on here. And so you turn this thing as one complete block. So this is he's like that. This is the headstock's down here. So I turn this thing, and of course I put it in here. I clean off the bottom, come up here and decide where I want that neck. So I make the neck. I come up and another little bit and make a head, make the round it off with a head. And then I leave a half inch or more, whatever, between the head and the bottom of the hat. So this hat is really, half inch out here. And then you undercut the hat so that when you set it back down on here, you don't see the crack. So this hat is just turned. And this one I forgot to burn it, but normally I put a ribbon or a hat band on here. I burn that in here. So you just take another piece of wood and stick it up here and high speed and burn it. It'll burn a line here. Then once you get it done, once you get it all turned and sanded and you think like you want it, then you come back and you cut it. You cut the hat off first, and it's got a little nub sticking, that half-inch nub sticking out here. So you cut that off, and you take it over and you use a grinder or something and get the nub away. And you set it off to the side. You take the head and you turn it up. You find which way is going to be the face. So you turn it up and you go back to your bandsaw and you block this up. Put like a 2-inch block, or really it's however much of an angle you want the hat to sit at. So you put a block under here and run it through the bandsaw. So he cuts it off at an angle. You might even tilt it a little bit so the head's not straight up and down. So it looks like the hat is maybe off to the side a little bit and still kicked to the back. And then I take just drill the center of the hat. I hold the hat upside down in the drill press and just drill the center of it, like a half inch or 3/8 or even a 1/4 inch. It doesn't take much of a, you're going to put a dowel in here. So it doesn't take much. So, let's say it's a 3/8 inch hole. And then I take the head and do the same thing. I put the head off at an angle like this so I can drill straight down in the top of that head on the drill press and put the little dowel in here and just knock them together. But
It's a
but
slick
that's
snowman.
yeah, so that makes a little snowman with his head tilted. And maybe this way, I don't know if no, I didn't tilt him off to the side, it doesn't look like, but you could make him cocky and, have his hat off to the side. The little eyes on here are just the little flat ones. They're not the safety eyes. The safety eyes, you have to drill a hole because it has a little stem coming off the back of the eye. And I don't want to drill a hole because I never know what that face is going to look like until I start placing the eyes on it. So I'll take an eye, and I have one of these little sticky pin looking things. You can get them at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and you can hold the eye. You stick it on here, and it holds that eye for you. And then you can put the glue like a toothpick and put glue on the back of the eye, and then just put it up here and roll it, and it'll leave the eye here and come off your stick. But that's how I get them on here. I've decided I don't like a big mouth. I'd rather have just 3 little dots there rather than 4 or 5. I think it just clutters it up and doesn't make it look as well. The buttons are just buttons you buy anywhere, another Walmart brand. And you get some type of a scarf. Now, a lot of people, their wives knit or something and they make scarves and they look fine. But to me, mine doesn't knit or crochet. So I'm off to buying just little material. So I take that shiny material This is all shiny, sparkly stuff. So I take that and I cut it in strips, and then I put it in a jar and put soap in here with it and wash it. So I put it in here and shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And then when I do that, it ruffles the edges. It takes the all of this stuff kind of strings out. You got strings going everywhere. So you pull it out, but it makes the edges a little ruffled. And then stretch them out, let them dry, and then just tie it on here.
Very cool.
But that's one kind I make. I do make another kind that actually has arms on it. I've got him over here too. But you could put arms on this guy. You could drill holes in here and put a little stick, little twigs of a branch for his arms, and either one of them look cool.
You missed the nose. Is that a real carrot?
Oh, that's a real carrot in there. Yes. No, that's like a 3/16" dowel. So I turn it and then I cut them off. So I take it up to a sander and not turn it. I take it up to a sander and just sand them round. Just spin it, and it makes them round. And then cut them off however long I want them. Drill a hole in here for my nose, and I paint these. I put these in a little cardboard box. Just stick it in a little hole, a little 1/4" hole, and hold it. And then I spray it with that. What do they call that stuff? It's for the utility lines, that orange or green. It's a bright colored stuff.
Good old upside down paint.
Marking paint.
Yeah, there you go. It's on top of a marking paint. But it's a bright colors, and anyway, they look good. And then I just take the whole thing and spray it either in Krylar or spray it with lacquer or whatever you want to do. The reason I put this on Facebook is the problem I have with cedar, and it's usually only cedar, but I can't seal the bottoms. Like this one right here was probably made 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and that bottom's still sticky. This is probably lacquer. That long ago, it's probably lacquer. It probably wasn't Krylon. It's probably lacquer, but lacquer to me never seals, and these sticky bottoms, anywhere you set it, it sticks. So I've tried sand and sealer. I've tried shellac. Nothing keeps the resin, I guess, in the cedar from coming through. It's still going to come.
Parfix works.
Yeah, I was going to say I've had success with super glue.
Parfix doesn't work either, guys. It still comes right through that Parfix.
Yeah, works on mine, but okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I just haven't had luck with it. So, but
there were some articles a few years ago about cedar, and that many people were having problems putting finish on cedar, and what has been found, there is something in that resin. Some of the compound of the resin eats through the finish, no matter what it is. They've never found anything that totally seals it off. So it's probably just one of those issues where you've got some resin in there and it's just burning through.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Even though this is dried out, I mean, this many years, but it's still sticky. Mm-hmm. It still seeps out. I've sealed it several times, and it just doesn't ever stay there. Now here's one with arms. You wanted to see the arms. Well, this one here has arms on him, and all you do is drill a couple of holes at an angle. You don't want them straight into the sides. You want them kind of to the front, so he's got arms sticking out here. And I like them to go down a little bit, so the arms kind of stick up a little. But anyway, you can make just branches of a tree or a bush or whatever, and make those. But that's just a different style. It's a different body style. This actually has 3 different sections, whether the other one only had 2. It's got a body and a head. This one's got a base and a body and then a head. Same problem with the brim.
How tall is he overall?
This one here it's probably 15, 18 inches tall. So this one here is a tall one. Now, I made them taller. I've made some that, they're about 20 inches tall. And they look real good. They're very heavy, but they look real good. Even out of mesquite. You make one out of mesquite and it really looks good. That's the one in that picture on Facebook. That one's out of mesquite. Now this one here is not quite that tall. He might be. He's that's probably 9 inches, so that's probably 13 inches tall. And this one here is just a little taller. But they make good Christmas gifts, and they don't have to be this big. They could only be 9 inches tall or 8 inches tall. But everybody likes a little snowman, whether he has the arms or not, Anyway, I've made a lot of those and give them away. Like I said, people like them. So.
Yeah, it's great work, Bob.
All right, thanks.
Sure is.
Very nice.